Hi everyone, it's Taka. Welcome to Toku Kotetsu Japan Seikei. Thank you for watching. If you didn't, please subscribe to my channel. I've been running my business for almost 10 years now. Time flies so fast. When I start my business, it's Kamen Rider, Forza and Zenkaiger period. And it's been over 25 years since I started watch Toku. My first Toku series is Judgment. I didn't expect that I started to run Toku toy store in the past. Anyway, as I talked last video, 2021 is Toku anniversary year. There was a blank period in the middle, but all three major Toku series, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, Super Sentai, have been around for over 50 years now or close to it. That's incredible. It's been a very long series. I don't know how many TV shows in the world, but I think it's hard to find a TV series with such a long history in the world, isn't it? Anyway, sometimes I suddenly find myself thinking something like this. How long this Toku series will last? Especially Super Sentai series is really tough status nowadays. That's not to say that other series haven't had tough status in the past. Main target of Tokusatsu series is kids, but the world birth rate is declining and the number of children is decreasing. How will it turn out? So today's video topic is what will be the future of Toku series? I'll talk about this topic today. First of all, I'd like to ask you, how many more years do you think Toku will last? 1 year, 5 years, 10 years or more? My answer for it is, I think it will last for the next 10 years, but from there, it depends on the status of the world. I think even if I answered this question 10 years before, I might answer the same. Assuming Kamen Rider Decade was a series 10 years ago, to be honest, until Decade, fans always said it could end at any moment. Because it was a time when public awareness and popularity was not as high as it is now. And Kamen Rider toy sales was good sometimes like Demo period, but still tough status. In my opinion, this situation turned to better is from Kamen Rider Double or Decade, when Bandai started to focus on collector's items. Collector's items helped Kamen Rider series, but however, nowadays, it's still helping Kamen Rider sales, but it also became a hindrance to Kamen Rider series in some respects. I think some of you feel the same, don't you? To be honest, current number of released Toku toys is too much. Kids can't afford to collect the too much number of toys. I don't know how much is the best, but I think Omega is good balance of released number of toys in the Kamen Rider. Anyway, what does that have to do with continuing the series? In my opinion, the most problem is Toei can't make the stories which they want to make. Basically, when Toei considers to make new series, they start to think and make setting, plot, and stories based on toy release schedule. They did the same style in the past like Kamen Rider Phase 1. So why is it becoming a problem of it nowadays? The one problem is become less attached to individual toys. It's not that big a deal if there's enough time before the next toy is released like Kamen Rider Phase 1. But current series doesn't have enough time between each toy's release date, especially before Christmas. Of course, there are some current series where that works well, like Kamen Rider Exile, Bell. In addition, this problem was happened in the past series too, but it wasn't that obvious like nowadays. It's my opinion, but I enjoyed fighting with new items, but I also focused on story too. And if it seems to be getting in the way of the story, I think it's a bit risky to continue this way. I guess it's better to increase the specification of each one than to sell many, but I also understand it's hard to do nowadays. The number of children is decreasing. So we have to move in the direction of one person buying more, not only one. Current Ultraman series have much collector's item, but I feel it's not too much and I don't think it's getting in the way of the story. But it's also increasing more and more year by year. I don't have any idea that if Ultraman series make high sales like Kamen Rider, Toku needs much budget for making the show, so I can understand the Bandai and Toei's mind, but also can't understand some of it too. They should consider about it more for continuing the series. I touched on this point a little earlier. The worldwide trend of declining birth rate is also increasing. It's also a serious problem for continuing Toku series because main target of Toku is kids. So if number of kids are decreasing, the number of viewers is also decreasing. However, in my opinion, I don't think that's going to have that big of an impact to the series continue. Because almost all kids left from Toku around 5 to 7 years old. It's about 3 to 4 years. So it's not so long period that kids are watching Toku. This is my personal opinion, but nowadays a larger percentage of middle and high school students and adults are watching Toku than kids. And there are quite a few people who stopped watching when they were kids and haven't watched in years, but start watching again for some reasons. Each has its reasons, but the reason I hear so often is own children start to watch Toku. These people haven't watched Toku in a long time, and that's what makes it fresh for them. In my opinion, Toku is also an educational story, so it's easy to relate to them because we are adults who have been through a lot, unlike when we are kids. In addition, there are many emotions and stories of the characters that we can understand only because we have become parents and become adults. There are more and more people who simply want to see handsome or cute girls, and if they are old enough, they support them as if they were watching their own son or daughter grow up. And even now, new series are being released. I think this is the strength of a long-term series. This trend is especially noticeable these days. I think it's because we can watch any series easily than the past. It's one of the strength reasons that Toku could continue to release new series every year. The birth rate is declining, so if number of kids are decreasing, Toku will be ended. Sometimes I heard this kind of reason which Toku won't be able to continue series. Personally, of course, I'm not optimistic about that too. So I agree with this opinion, but I think this reason is not so much that the birth rate is declining, but that children's interests are more numerous and dispersed than in the past. That's why I think declining birth rate is a serious problem, but I also don't think it to be the main reason to end series. In the first step, I think it's more difficult to decide to end the series. For example, even Super Sentai sales are decreasing year by year. Every series earns so much money. So it's really hard to establish new Toku series which can continue to release every year, make the same popularity in the world, earn much money the same as Super Sentai series from now. The other series is the same. For example, even people have never watched any Toku series, they know who Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman is. In addition, the last series sales will be budget for next series. In fact, Toei and Tsuburaya seem to be trying to keep each Toku series going as long as they can. If there's a problem with this, they can't to make challenging series like Kamen Rider Phase 1. They didn't care if series would be ended at the time. That's why they could try to create challenging series like Ryuki, Kuga. There's also the fact that series is in a rut. Each series has a different way of showing and interpreting the same statement. For an adult, it's the same. But for children, everything is new and fresh. The longer the series, the more important it is to maintain it rather than challenging it. If they focus in, I think they can continue to release the series in the future too. So how about Toku toys? To be honest, I doubt it will ever go away. They are more connected than ever and it's inseparable now. I think Toku toy is the same as trading card game like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! No matter how much them online games develop, paper cards will probably never go away, don't you think so? In the same way, I'm sure toys as actual objects will never disappear. Bandai released Kaenken like a sound updated version recently, so I think the number of toys combined with IT will increase, and even if they stop to release new toys, I might not stop collect toys and stuffs. There are so many toys in existence that there is no end to them, even if I spent my whole life and time. Also, so many classic toys already became as an antique. I'm sure if the situation will change, but the number of collectors will continue to grow. Well, I've talked about this theme from some different angles, but I can assure you of one thing. No matter what's happened, Toku is forever. What do you think about Toku's future? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's all today. See you next video.